Once upon a time, in a bustling town, there lived two men named Richard and Paul. Richard was a wealthy merchant who owned vast lands, multiple businesses, and a grand mansion. Paul, on the other hand, was a poor man who worked as a carpenter and lived in a small, humble cottage. Richard's life was filled with luxury. He dined on the finest foods, wore the most exquisite clothes, and entertained guests with lavish parties. Despite his wealth, Richard was known to be a miser. He rarely donated to charity, treated his employees poorly, and was always worried about losing his wealth. His nights were restless, filled with anxiety about his riches. Paul, though poor, was content with his life. He worked hard, but always had time for his family and friends. He was generous with the little he had, often helping his neighbors and sharing meals with those in need. Paul's nights were peaceful, filled with the joy and love of his family. One day, a severe storm hit the town, causing widespread damage. Richard's mansion suffered significant harm, and he was devastated. The repair costs were substantial, and he found himself fretting more than ever. Paul's cottage also faced damage, but he remained calm. His neighbors, grateful for his past kindness, came together to help him rebuild his home. As time passed, Richard's health deteriorated due to constant stress and worry. He realized that despite his wealth, he was lonely and unhappy. In contrast, Paul, though still poor, was surrounded by friends and family who supported him. Realizing his mistakes, Richard decided to change. He started treating his employees with respect, donated to local charities, and engaged with the community. Slowly, he began to find peace and joy, much like Paul. The story of Richard and Paul teaches us that true wealth is not measured by material possessions, but by the richness of our relationships, generosity, and inner peace.